protected our world by towers. They were made from blood and pain. Nevertheless, they tore them all down. Yet, we built them up again. We waited for long decades, tired of this endless struggle. It's time to open the gates. Now, we start the battle.
Defenders of Ardania, it's a tower defense with a twist. Could you tell us a little bit about the twist?
The twist in Defenders of Ardania is that you, in addition to building towers that defend you against the incoming enemies, you can also recruit and upgrade units of your own to send back against the enemy and try to tear their towers down as well. This makes for a light RTS component to what is otherwise a classic tower defense setup. You can also research spells to attack the enemy or bolster your own troops. The enemy will of course try to kill your soldiers, so you might need to help them in various ways. You can intervene with the spells as the player.
What do you think is the major appeal of the tower defense genre?
I think it's a fairly well-established genre that people know what to expect, so they know how to play it. You get into the game quickly. Various games like Defenders of Ardania has a few things that maybe others don't have, but you'll get into it fast and you hit the fun almost immediately. It's stressful and joyful at the same time. I think that's, at least that's for me, it's the part of the charm.
What was it about Ardania and the world of Majesty that you felt lended itself well to a tower defense style game?
We released Majesty 2, which is an RTS game set in Ardania. The world is quirky, tongue-in-cheek humor in a fantasy world. The gameplay is hardcore, RTS. It is fun, but it's not lighthearted. And we think that the tower defense genre fits into that really neatly. You need to play actively, be smart about it, have a strategy, but you also see that a lighthearted humor or sometimes dark humor absolutely can add to that. So you have the fractions that you're going to be, all the factions that you saw in Majesty are going to pop up in Defenders of Ardania. So will be a familiarity to it, even though the gameplay is more in tower defense, light RTS. Defenders of Ardania has a single-player campaign where you follow one of the factions through a bunch of missions. It's going to be really exciting. But I think where the game will really shine is in multiplayer. The early tests that we've seen, we're still at prototype stage, so the network code is not totally reliable at the moment. But when we get it to run, it's really exciting. It's fast-paced. Your heart is beating, and you can fight 2 against 2 or 2 against the AI or any combination thereof, up to 4 players. So my money is on that's where the game's really gonna shine.
Is there a philosophy behind the design of the factions? Are there like rock, paper, scissors, or how do they work?
The factions are pretty self-contained. They have what you would say is probably swarmer units or like some kind of tank heavy unit. And you also have flying units in all of them. They are not exactly in all aspects equal. Some are better in some of these areas, but they have all of them, so they are complete armies in themselves. They of course correspond to certain towers. Like if you have a fast shooting crossbow tower, that's going to be excellent against most targets, and it's going to be able to do something about those annoying flying targets. But when a tank comes along, a really heavy ogre or minotaur or something, you really need that ballista going for you that really hits not too often, but hits really, really hard to take those down. You can also intervene as a player by going in with spells. So if you see that some unit is creeping through and getting very close to your base, you might be able to take them down with some nifty lightning or something. So you have a bit of control over that as well.
There's more of a direct control component to that.
Yes, you do not control the units that you send out. They just march from your tower to the enemy tower. But you can help them a bit with the spells, and you can also hinder the enemy with the spells. But that is a lot of icing on the cake. The placement of the towers and when to start producing units and what units to send out first and all that, that is where the heart of the game is.
One thing that got me excited is the fact that it's coming out on iPad. What's it been like to bring this game out on a new platform?
It's exciting in a lot of ways. It's the first iPad game from Paradox, sort of a milestone. It's also, we see it as a game that could fit really well for a portable device, like for commuting or whatever. When you need to just kill some time, you might as well kill some enemies as well. So we're super excited about that, and it's going to be, it's going to release at the same time. We have to see what we can do from a technical standpoint with the iPad. It's the first time we do it, so we might have to skew the game a bit to get it to fit. It's going to be the same, basically the same experience, but a few details here and there might change because just so that it performs well on the iPad. So we're really looking forward to that.
Could you tell us anything about the developer that's working on this game?
All the versions of the game, PC, iPad, and who knows, maybe other. We'll see. It's being developed by Most Wanted Studios in Budapest, Hungary. They're really cool guys, and we enjoy working with them.
And when is it coming out? You said something about this spring?
Yeah, we're aiming for May, actually, late May, so late spring, early summer release on PC, iPad, and cross my fingers, maybe some other platform as well. We'll see what the powers that be say.
Thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely, nice talking to you guys.